Hello? Check 1, check 2. I don't know what would have caused that. And I rebooted my computer directly before doing this stream in case. I think I've been playing a lot of Diablo, and it seems to choke up my computer and maybe has some kind of memory leak, or it fucks with my my like Wi-Fi. Like I feel like it's like clogging up something in the router. I don't know, is that even a thing? I don't know what I'm talking about at all. But seems like Twitch hiccuped because the welcome to the chat message happened at the same time. That makes sense. Get pepperoni pizza, toss on some mini marshmallows, put it in the oven on broil, just long enough to get them toasty. Amazing pizza. I'd try it. I'd try it. But I'm not even optimistic about it. You know what I mean? Olives, my sisters love olives on pizza, and so as a family we would always order pizza and like, what do you want? And they would say olives, and I would say no, because I hated them. And even if you picked them off, the juices of the olive would seep into the cheese and everything would get all over it, and the smell would stink up in my nostrils, and I couldn't get away from the fucking olives. So like it had to be olives on half. They had to be quarantined. So olives is not a strong answer for me. I like pepperoni, I guess. I like extra cheese. Maybe chicken. Like a barbecue chicken pizza, or a chicken bacon ranch or something. I'll go with chicken. That's a more interesting answer than pepperoni. Where did it leave off when my stream went down? We're talking about other reasons why the killer would want to hide the fact that they were killed in a different order. They had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence. I don't know if I've ever had spinach on pizza, but I don't like leafy greens, so I feel like it would be doomed from the start for me. Are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? Whoa, we've hit the break point already. Mikan seems to be the one most connected to this case. And yet, she is one of the only people with an alibi. Sonia is slightly connected to this case, given that she told Hiyoko something that would make her go to the music hall where she was killed. Gundam is only slightly suspicious. Well, no. He's standing outside the motel when I go running over to tell people about the body. He doesn't come with me, which is weird, which is why I thought he was suspicious. But the fact that he's standing there means he probably couldn't have been in the music hall transforming the crime scene. But I also singled him out because he's the only one who opposed me with a sword battle so far. And normally that can be a clue that someone is trying to cover something up. Yeah, I don't got much else. Why are we coming back to the moss balls? Chance time! Appeal time! Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a redheaded stepchild who's boss. Wow, the writers threw in a redheaded stepchild joke, huh? That's 99% your fault. Something about the redheaded stepchild jokes rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is about it exactly. It'll just be a boring appeal. If your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. I'm Usami, magical miracle mirror. I fucked it up, so then I just tried to pretend like I was gonna fuck it up the whole time, but actually I just failed. The words just didn't come out right. It's mostly because I went into it half-hearted anyway. Resume.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this?
I don't like her voice actor.
We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out
Yeah, there's some
instead.
really weird anti-redhead stuff overseas.
No,
I don't get it.
definitely cannot be allowed. That's why
Ginger.
I want you to remember this.
And then it's like it's like a word that like kind of means what it is, but it also has this like little connotation to it that's a little bit
Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose
I guess
to yourself.
it ties back
Don't
to
forget to save
the relationship.
frequently.
There's like a lot of redheads in like Ireland, right? And like the relationship between Ireland and England, and that's probably part of it at least. The reason the killer did an imitation murder, back to serious stuff now, is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
The rules that you established after we asked you after the murders took
That
place?
rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie.
Arrows instead of slitting someone's throat?
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hiyoko's body was imitating, right?
This seemed so like not a good fit to me that I actually thought she was the Tin Man who got slashed apart into pieces. Like they were like, yeah, she's the lion, and I'm like, yeah, what?
Even though we're calling it an imitation,
Because like
the lion was actually pinned by arrows,
the
right?
text of the story said nothing about being like tied to a tree or whatever. It was all about the arrows, being pierced by multiple arrows. And the tree was just kind of there.
But Hiyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
You think Monokuma could have put a stop to it?
Substitute, because
Yeah.
it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
I feel like Monokuma wouldn't want to stop a cool 3-person murder, though. I feel like he would let it happen and then make the rules B, you can't kill more than 3 people.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete.
It's half-hearted.
If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
Doesn't this destroy my alibi? Well, one of my alibis. My ticket is no longer good. Just because I hadn't seen the movie doesn't exonerate me. But the fact that me and Makan were together still
saying,
applies.
Hyoko's murder wasn't.
Okay. Hyoko shows up to tie her sash in the mirror. This is a possibility I considered.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
Yeah? So what? I mean, when no one's got anything. We gotta go with something.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Okay, I think we know this.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. By 4 dark Devas.
Oh my god, look at the one in his hand.
Riled up.
It's like, yeah, look at me. Yeah. Why Hyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out, no matter the cost. I feel like this one's obvious. Maybe they're starting off after the break with an obvious one. And yet, none of my evidence is about the mirror or the sash or... I forget, was Sonya... Yeah, her account. I thought this for sure, but it's not even in my evidence, right?
Go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it,
Do I agree with that, with the motel room
maybe
key?
she got abducted by the killer.
No, we do not agree with this.
No, maybe.
There were no signs of a struggle or anything.
She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Got it. Got it in one. Didn't even need to see the rest of it.
It's just as Sonya said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
All over this one.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
They didn't have her key.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious.
So I don't fully buy this, but I'll just roll with this.
Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key.
Yeah, it is weird that I have evidence that is very directly related to this, and we're going about it in this roundabout way.
At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
Oh. She was the one who took the key. So if she comes in and she's like, it was pretty easy to get that key, guys. Like, I feel like someone could have put it there. Then, like, I will have no defense.
This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
Oh. This goofus just wants a little bit of the spotlight.
That's not the issue.
That's a weird thing to be thinking about in the middle of a murder trial, though. Gotta say.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
You wanna go? I got all these swords. Sonya's account? There it is.
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down.
Ooh. Fiohiko getting caught in the middle of the line there was pretty
Hyoko's
weird.
room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
This is a two-step one, huh? That's
Hold
weird.
on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Oh, that's true. It was all messed up.
Crap!
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Do I have to
There's
slash
only one
that?
reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Exceed.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her.
We're already past the halfway point on this trial, and I still have very little idea who is really behind this. I feel like it's possible while Mikan was nursing Ibuki to health, she whispered some crazy fucking plan in her ear and had her do everything while she slept in the on-call room or whatever and had this perfect alibi. That's my best guess.
And I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just
Yeah.
to fix her messed up kimono.
The condescending way he says it. Yeah.
I get it.
You idiot.
I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
We better move on.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
No, we're just gonna move on.
The killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hyoko would go to the music venue.
The killer probably couldn't have assumed. Yeah, they don't know. Which I guess is maybe evidence that Sonia didn't do it, because she might expect Hyoko to show up. And then that complicates the murder plan. I feel like if Ibuki was just acting under orders about what to do, and then Hyoko showed up, she wouldn't have known how to handle it. She wouldn't have been like, oh, I guess I'd better just ad-lib killing her and make all this happen or whatever. Like,
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
I guess ultimately everyone seems to be pretty sure that Ibuki was dead when I first get to the music venue. And the fake pillar is still up. She's dead. And then the killer changes the crime scene. The killer who is not Ibuki. And that, I think, is... Well... Okay, Mikan... So it's like 9 a.m. or something, right? Mikan brings Ibuki to the music hall and kills her there. Hyoko shows up looking to tie her sash. Mikan kills her, hides her with the pillar. Then comes to me in my cabin. We go to the hospital together. Ibuki puts on her little show, the way that Mikan asked her to, with the broadcast. I go running. Mikan leaves the hospital, runs into Fuyuhiko. I see the body, I go running to the motel. Mikan splits up from Fuyuhiko, has that short period of time to go to the music hall and change the crime scene. Does that work? I think it works. It's not long. It's a very short amount of time, it says, that she was separated from Fuyuhiko. Is it enough to... Is that why the wallpaper gets torn? Because it had to be done so quickly? I mean, the 10 minutes or whatever was already pretty short.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
I thought you not knowing when she would arrive would implicate you, because we're saying that she wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't supposed to be killed.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
What do you mean for my
Don't
sake?
release your fire magic that I definitely know that you have.
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Oh, how nice.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
Didn't we
She went to
start
the venue
out
by
this
herself.
trial
She was probably
by
just
saying
unlucky
a
and
suicide
walked out
and a
on the crime
murder?
scene.
No, it couldn't be. Couldn't be by coincidence.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
The killer's got some real quick thinking in this game. Everyone during the trial is like, well, I don't know, I need Hajime to spell it all out for me. And then the moment it's their turn to cook up an insane murder plan in like an hour, they're able to come up with the most galaxy brain shit.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Yeah, this is a good question. This is what I paused briefly to think and didn't come up with anything worth talking about. But now that the game's really gonna hit on this, I kind of want to take another chance to stop and think about it. Like, I've said this before, but if the killer has complete control to tell Ibuki what to do, including killing herself, which I think is literally, she says something like that, right? When she shows up and she's first all crazy, I think someone yells at her, they're like, you should die or something, and she's like, correct, I will die. And then we're like, no, don't do that. And she's like, okay, I won't die. Like, so if the killer could make her do whatever she wanted, the killer doesn't necessarily need to be on the scene in the first place. And then wouldn't necessarily get discovered by Hiyoko and have to kill her and all that other stuff.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Yeah, He's the one driving this thing.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
He's just got that smile on his
Am I
face.
allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
Didn't we already talk about
So
this?
if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
I don't understand what he's saying. Faking her death is not the same as committing suicide. Why is he equating these two?
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
The stepladder only had blood on the side of it.
Strange? Oh, that's strange.
It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the stepladder?
I can prove it with this. If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
I mean, on the foot part of it.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komaeda, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she
It wasn't her.
did climb it.
We're finally here.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
Now, I was assuming it was someone else climbing the stepladder, but maybe it's Ibuki, but it just, like, looks like she's climbing the stepladder. It comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video, and whether or not we can reach that hidden truth, it's all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands. As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Am I gonna have to pick a spot
Yeah, I'll
on
definitely try.
the frame? The thing I noticed was the hair underneath the hemp bag should be peeking out, I think. But it's hard to say from this angle, but that's my best guess. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video, so I'm the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw, this is this is higher detail. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. I'm gonna go for here, where I think we should see some hair. Hemp bag was covering her face, based on what I saw in the video. It's not this. I mean, she has long fingernails, but I can't see these very clearly at all. No. Not the curtain. The bloodstain on the stepladder is not there. No.
Here.
I forgot, this was the other thing I
remember
noticed.
now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Miyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. The stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Different step. I think there is more than one stepladder at the.
Are you saying there were 2 step ladders?
But where would you find another stepladder?
Okay, there was only
one stepladder in the music.
Why do I feel like I saw more than one?
And one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right?
Was it the conference hall in the hospital?
That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
I'm ready to
Mikan's getting nervous. The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place. But if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing, the place where the killer did something. What? It's being so vague to avoid giving it away that I don't know even what it's asking. Please tell me we're... No, not Gambit. Logic Dive I could handle right now. Oh, what the fuck? Curtain? Trying to keep track of the letters I'm seeing to try to... This gets into why they didn't use the stage lights, right? If it wasn't actually the stage the whole time. I feel like it's gotta be I or L. Flipped curtains? Nope. Fingers? Filming location? What? That's wrong button. It's going so fast. Forgot how to spell for a second there. Yikes.
I got it. That's right.
I mean,
Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
I like this twist because I didn't see it coming, but it makes so much sense. Like we saw the curtains in the hospital room. They're the same as the curtains in the studio. But the curtain from the studio came from the supermarket, right? Like I was making some kind of like, oh, they probably brought the curtain from the hospital to the, but that's not it. That's not the connection. The connection is this. So now I'm thinking how the killer grabbed the... Like, they would have had to come from the music hall with the equipment, set it up in the conference hall, but then get to the scene and smash it on the floor? Or that's just like some other thing smashed on the floor? Or...
Then there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance
But
camera
of course the
units.
cameras come into this. The fact that they're just broadcasting from a location, like, of course. In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do to the surveillance camera unit? They smashed it? I was thinking about how I basically no-sold my reaction to how weird this whole thing is the first time it happened. Both, I guess, right? They needed to have the camera. I'm trying to think of what each piece does. The monitor could have been wherever, I guess, though. Here we go. Yeah. All right. I'm proud of that one. Oh, God. This is kind of fun. I'm not going to hold off the accelerate. I'm just going to... Yes, perfect. Tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital. The camera from the music venue. They brought it to the hospital. Oh, it's getting tricky. But then you could probably just ride this around, right? Whoa, the choices. Whoa, gameplay. They took it with them. The J version is kanji. How many characters is it?
It's all coming together.
Probably not a lot.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
So it's Mikan, right?
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
I think the very first one in Danganronpa 1 has you spell hair, which would be 4 characters. I had a theory that they make you spell schizo at one point, and I was like, that's weird and a little bit offensive to do. And I realized probably in Japanese it was just a couple kanji, so they needed a short way to indicate the idea of split personality.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused
I was
on the
watching
camera.
someone about to hang themselves.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
They smashed it?
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not.
If I didn't not know that the camera was missing, I would have said, I mean, you would totally see camera parts in there. You would know that there was supposed to be a camera in there.
My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
But I did miss it,
And the
so
moment Hajime
it
left
worked.
the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
But just because it worked on me doesn't necessarily, you know what I mean? The comments say it's the same puzzle that's hair in English. Japanese kanji means head hair. The moment I left for the music venue, they put back the camera they took. What? I thought we were just saying the camera was missing. Oh, and then smashed it. Oh, the first time the pieces are... Okay.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite
Okay, here's where we have to...
desperate repair efforts,
It's in the
seemed
hospital.
It could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. We're doing it again? Back to back to back. Thankfully, I know this one. Jesus. These are not right. I could save the O, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. And now I'm regretting it. I did it. I got scared. I didn't want to mess up. But I could have had a double there. Conference or conference? Ence? Okay. Fuck it. Been a perfect one. Oh boy, I almost... Perfection. There it is. The perfect Hangman's Gambit. Filming location was 6 kanji. Wow. To be fair though, the kanji floating around, like I wonder how it... Like, how many different kanjis... Like, I was able to guess... I was able to look at the letters that were floating around and guess at a good letter to start with and then what a good letter to come after F might be, right? Like, how does that work in Japanese? Like, is it just immediately obvious by the kanji? Like, oh, it must be the conference room. Like, or is it, like, a total mystery? I don't know enough about Japanese to have any idea where it lands on that spectrum. In English, I think it works. I think if you know, then you know, and if you don't know, you can fudge it based off of letters.
Huh? Conference
All right, here we go. It was in the conference room, which I think means it had to be someone. I mean, I think it had to be Mikan, but maybe one of the other patients. Like, is it... I don't really know how to rule out Akane and Nagito. Necessarily. It just seems so much more likely that they're sick. They didn't do it.
But the hospital
And Mikan's been acting weird.
completely different.
I think Mikan got sick. And that's why she did it.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
They used the curtain. I didn't get a good look at the floor because the text box is always covering the floor. Did some work. Gotta make that clear what that work was.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming location.
I think I know what it is.
Pretty stupid.
I want to jump in and cut. No, I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
There's no way the conference room.
The concert hall was made to look like the conference room.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
No, the other one.
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it.
Consent.
What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember,
Oh, the floor of the stage is that wallpaper?
But after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Yeah, you got him.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
Where's this other stepladder come from? I don't see any here. These chairs are kind of stepladder-ish, but...
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is... the same color as the music venue stage.
Is it? This looks like brown hardwood floor, and the stage looked like the wallpaper or something. Like, I don't...
So the killer
Okay.
chose the conference room because they realized the floor match.
I guess.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
What, the second stepladder? To make the music venue look like the conference room. The candle? It's either the stepladder or the candle. I think both are valid here. I mean, they had to imply that the music room was lit by candlelight instead of the stage light because they had no stage lights in the conference room. We've already talked about the stepladder, so I'm gonna go for the candle.
I can prove it with this.
Nice.
You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepy?
Oh, Mikan. This is not the defense you think it is, sweetie.
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence.
I'm not sure how much she's aware of what she did, you know, like while she was sick.
The lighting
Like some of the other people, like Akane is like, oh, weird, why are my knees buckling? Why am I crying? Like she seems to not understand what she was like when she was out. So I wonder how much this Mikan standing in front of us right now is a fucking killer. And how much of her is genuinely herself and not a killer. Or maybe she was a killer all along, who knows?
That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
Which is pretty big-brained.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided.
Oh.
The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
She would have had time to do the video and then, like, undo everything before going out to meet Fuyuhiko.
There's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't suspect it. I missed that one. I knew the stage was done up in a way to make things appear one way and that they were actually another, but I did not realize it was being filmed from a different location. You're right.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime.
Why's he gotta rub it
It's
in my
occurring
face?
In the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside Cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's
No,
hand
that one went
video
over my
was
head.
Filmed at the hospital's conference room? Then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there was a fake somewhere. The fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki.
And finally, we have arrived.
The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap
But
for me
why
was...
did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
establishing an alibi for herself.
The killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right. I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. We got her.
You're the only one! Miko, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki?
She
and
doesn't
Kyoko?
sound very convincing. If she is actually like the mousy version that she's been earlier throughout the whole game, I think she's just gonna fold immediately here.
The killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
Unless she wasn't herself.
She's right. A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question.
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
This is me talking, huh? Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? If you insist, I'll use the on-call room upstairs. And then she makes me leave, go to the lobby.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Except later that day you were up walking around, so I don't know if that one's all that strong, but the rest of this evidence is pretty good.
What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
He's pushing her.
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation.
She's laying it on pretty thick. A little too thick. The lady doth protest too much.
Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Oh my god. This can't work. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Oh, look at the pained look on his face. Oh, could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No. In fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt when someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all.
Yeah, I
and
was
mean,
inner
I have
monologuing.
no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Oh my god, this guy.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Oh.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
I thought we were gonna get at the fact that she was sick and got the disease, but I don't think that can be whatever he's hinting at here.
Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game.
Was he
you know.
faking his illness the whole time? And he heard her like act and saw her acting really different?
Actually, this is a game!
Please don't say such controversial statements.
No, he's definitely right. We're all in a video game right now.
What do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from.
Okay.
This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
All of the tools of murder available at a discount price.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
I guess.
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly.
Okay.
But why is it like this? The loopy Buki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope. And the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope?
I don't know where he's
frayed?
going with this.
It means, well, from what I can infer...
I mean, I'm picturing the
I
rope
think the
being
rope
looped
is
around
like
something
this.
and someone on the other end, like, pulling it. Like a pulley system, but...
Killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck,
Hmm.
pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
I don't think that's how ropes work. Like, tension is a very difficult force when it acts on a thing like this.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, it proves she didn't hang herself, but we knew that already. It reinforces the idea that she was killed earlier and didn't hang herself, but we knew that.
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? Huh.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Well, the rope seems like relevant info here, but
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
what are we doing here? Her true cause of death was strangulation. That fact is the decisive proof that will lead to the killer. I mean, this is... I'm trying to get to Mikan. So I'm just starting with, like, her as the end point. And trying to work backwards. And I don't know what strangulation has anything to do with her in particular.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too.
Can I capture the words someone's lie?
Hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
I think I have to grab one of these words. I don't think any of my evidence is good here.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different.
I could take strangling and shoot it at someone's
The scars
lie.
they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hang. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene
Okay,
was hanged, you know.
I can't grab blue stuff.
Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file, it never specified.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Ibuki didn't die. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strength, the scars they leave would look scars.
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strength, the scars they leave scars.
But we believed it. Why would that be? Did we fall for someone? The body at the crime scene. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
What are we doing?
Ibuki didn't die. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
I fucking missed
Though
it.
hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Ibuki didn't die. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same.
Though hanging and strength, the scars they leave.
Wait, did I already do this one? I
But we
forget.
believed it. Why would
I
that
think I
be?
missed
Did
it.
we fall for someone? The body at the crime scene. Obviously, we'd assume.
The Monokuma file complicates. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Ibuki didn't die.
Oh, this evidence says it has Mikan's lie in the evidence. Maybe I am just using the evidence.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the.
Though hanging and strength, the scars they leave scars.
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Okay.
That must be it. So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. So Ibuki died by hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling.
Yeah, this is kind of fucked up. Like, imagine in the first game when Kyoko is checking the body or whatever, and she just lies to you about things. Like, you would be fucked, right?
You, Mikan.
you're right. And you have been a great
Don't
help to us
believe
so
her,
far.
Sonia.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I suspect he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
What was it? I think it's Toradora is an anime that I really like. Sorry to bring up anime I like out of nowhere again while playing through this game. There's a bit where a character is acting, they're pretending to be an airhead, and another character is like, do you really think anyone would ever admit to being an airhead? People don't do that. And then it turned out, yeah, it was all an act.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
Toradora is a 5 out of 5, by the way.
And if not, her
It's up
symptoms
there.
were still very serious and
like a
caused her to believe
Top
what
20,
anybody told
probably.
her.
At least.
It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursing her.
Hanging is like broken neck, and strangulation is crushed windpipe. I guess. I know the hanging, when you hang yourself or you hang anyone, the drop is the important part, because you're trying to snap the neck. It's a horrible way to die if you don't snap the neck. The goal is for the drop to be the thing that does it.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Because it didn't involve me.
Forgiveness
And
or not,
I
we
say
still
like
have
I'm not an
decided
important
Mikon
guy
is
at
the
all.
killer.
I'm just a little scum, a little bug who just wants everyone to be good. But then no one involves me. No one remembers me.
I see. You guys are kind.
This guy is insufferable.
Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
Are we finally gonna get here?
Is that really true?
Here we go.
Stop it already! That's enough!
Stop it. Stop pressuring the killer. Stop figuring out who did it.
I can't stop.
There's no stopping this train, Akane.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this.
This whole game over and over and over and over and over and over again is I have to do it. I have to move forward. We have to do it. We have to do it.
But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's what we've been doing this whole time, baby.
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
You believe that your friends are innocent, and then you head towards truth. And you believe that the truth is going to exonerate them. And then sometimes it doesn't.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
Yeah, this is true. This is like, you can't be brave unless you feel the fear first and overcome it, right? Like,
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
you can't have shadow without light.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all I
Oh,
can say?
here it comes. Here's the heel turn.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault.
The camera.
Everyone always treats me like that. Always.
The stuff they do with the camera in this game is pretty effective.
It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mika!
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus,
Coming from him, that is
run
big.
out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Okay. Yeah, just come on. Offer him up.
The same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends.
This is a pretty interesting disconnect from how I feel and how the characters in the game feel. I'm like, nah, hang this girl, right? Like, and everyone's like, oh no, but she's so, ooh, but I can't, I know, I want to believe her.
But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends.
I've mostly been on the same wavelength as a lot of the other characters, and generally the sort of the way the game wants you to see things is the way that I've mostly see things. I've been kind of in tune with it, but this is one of the biggest moments of disconnect, I think, for me.
That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can find.
Yeah,
out
we
what
haven't
these
played the
two
fucking
things
rhythm
are.
game yet.
Hey,
Chiaki.
Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Yeah, it would have to be either Akane or Nagito, and they were both pretty sick.
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital.
Just because I'm the only person who could have possibly done it.
That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! That video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us.
I didn't really get any clues from her, though, that we can use against her, you know?
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
All right, thanks. I got it. Don't worry. I got this. I got this. She's saying everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
Why did you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's gonna finish this. I guess we're going for the AC temperature, maybe.
I'm not the killer!
Hold on. Mikan's account is a pretty powerful piece of evidence here, right? Where is it? I went right past it. She was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital, she met up with Fuyuhiko.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Ah, I think I needed to capture that. Don't flinch, don't hesitate, don't run away.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
The slippers.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof?
Hmm.
You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
Camera angle. Dim candlelight. What are they getting at? The killer made a mistake. I think I need to take mistake and shoot it at something.
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
There's something wrong with the video. So the gown. There is the matter of the sort of missing gown. Maybe that's it. The fourth gown from the fourth room is gone. Where did it go? Maybe she's the only one who could have taken it.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
Damn it. Didn't you say there was a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on her head in the video? I haven't made a mistake at all.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is
The killer
hemp
didn't
bag on
know
her
they
head
had
the
this
proof?
key on them.
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
The thick paper
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
is also a mistake.
Is that really your proof?
Maybe I need to take camera unit and shoot it at the camera angle.
Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I did not hit that.
Candlelight?
Ah.
There's no way you'd be able to. So please,
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
The text I got for hitting
Can't think of anybody who could have filmed
Killer's mistake on that thing makes me think I was on the right track with taking Killer's mistake, but whatever.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have.
Is that really your... You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I pressed the wrong button.
Just from that dim... There's no way you'd be... So please, Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake. Is the handbag the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell
It's
her
so
body type
long.
under the just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Fuck.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag off? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that just from that dim candlelight?
there's no way you'd be able to make out her butt. So please forget.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Do you have any proof? Is the handbag...
So the slippers were a mistake in the sense that the blood on Ibuki's feet is not on the stepladder. But that doesn't... we need to connect it to Mikan. We need to connect it to Mikan, that's the thing. We've already connected it to the conference room. We need to connect it to her. Which makes me think it's gotta be, like, body type or something?
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that video? Just
Oh,
from that...
it just went by,
from
huh?
that
There's no way you'd be. So please forget.
Hajime, you're the only one who can point
Wait,
out
I
the
lost
killer's
it.
mistake.
I lost Killer's mistake. Where did... oh my god. See, and I'm speeding through this, not shooting any of the purple stuff, and my timer's, like, getting really low now.
Bag on her head, the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clear.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that
Fuck.
video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body. So please forget me already.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
We have to get to that body type comment.
Clearly have different body
27 seconds.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown?
God damn it. There's no way you'd be able to tell whose figure that is under that hospital gown.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Oh, do you have any proof? Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be?
I hate that there's all this mountain of evidence against her and it wants some other fucking thing. I can't believe they vote for me after all that.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Oh, do you have any proof? Is the handbag on her head the proof?
I'm just gonna take Killer's Mistake and shoot it at like everything.
Ibuki and Mika. Is that really? You could tell her body just from that dip. There's no way you'd be so pleased for Hajime. Hey,
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody else other than you.
Given the text she gave me when I shot it at Gown, where she already mentioned the hemp bag, I'm gonna assume it's not the hemp bag, and I'm gonna leave that one for last.
Is the hemp bag off? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital slippers shirt?
No. Bring it back around.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag off? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital? Ibuki and Mika. Is that really? You could tell her
This
body
game gets
just
really
from-
clunky
just
when
from
you
that-
have to brute
just from that
force.
dip. There's no way you'd be so pleased for Hajime. Hey,
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Which I guess is like, I don't know, you're not supposed to be doing this, so maybe it should be clunky.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag off? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your? You could tell
I
her
already
body
tried
type
body
and
type.
off just from that
I
dip.
tried camera angle?
Just from
No,
that
I didn't.
camera angle.
I'll shoot through that
There's
contradiction.
something weird with the camera angle. I shot the surveillance camera unit at it instead.
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
I don't know what's wrong with the camera angle.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle.
What did she say? What did she say, though? All she said was, you shot it at that camera angle? Like, she didn't say what camera angle. She didn't say that side-on camera, like...
So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that
She
video
didn't
yourself?
say anything about the camera angle.
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime
Did she? I don't think she did.
is because you're the person who actually.
How
filmed
did
that
you
video.
know that this video
right?
had a camera angle?
This is your just
It's the only way you could have known.
You argue. The deeper you dig yourself into
Aw,
a
that's
hole.
terrible. Alright, I don't feel bad about this one at all.
Didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Ah! Forgive me! Huh?
When I got to the point that I was brute forcing it, I just started looking up the answers. I mean, if I had to like do the whole trial over if I fucked it up, then maybe. But it's easy enough to try a couple things. And there's still logic. You can still use logic to narrow down the search space, right? Like I saw the message I got when I shot mistake at something and saw the text that they wrote, and that made me think I was on the right track shooting mistake at something. Stuff like that. There's still, you can still play the game a little bit. She said you couldn't tell something from that camera angle, which only makes sense if you know the angle. I don't buy it. I think it's still not good enough.
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
Yeah, I bet there's all kinds of there's got to be a spoiler-free guide that gives you like step by step. You shoot this at this thing, right? For
That's
each.
not it.
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead.
Is she really gonna try to be like, there's only one tote bag?
Ding! I totally remember.
That's gonna be
now.
her big ultimate defense here?
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag.
Oh, this is the kickoff for the rhythm game, isn't it? Panic Time Attack or whatever. Panic. What is it? Panic Talk Action?
How do you know so much about that video?
A Panic Time Attack is the first speedrun you do after you thought you learned the video game. and you start playing the game and you get into like a room and you're expecting to see some other room and it's not. I'm like, oh shit, what is this room? What do I do in this room? And you're just making it up. That's a panic time attack.
More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
What a weird fact that only the person who bought the bag would know.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item.
I like how the thing we were trying to do was to connect her to the conference room filming, not connect because we had already established the conference room filming is what happened, right? It wasn't at the music venue. And now she's trying to refute this by refuting this thing we've already established with all kinds of other evidence.
So don't you think it's impossible? Using one
But I guess it makes
tote bag
sense for
as a
someone
conference
who's
room
totally
and the
backed into a
music venue
corner
at the same
to be
time.
reaching with this absolute desperate play.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
Blatantly obvious that
That's why that
it is
video
completely
fabricated.
possible.
And I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Oh. The third PTA. It's probably going to be my last job during a class trial, so please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. You will no longer be able to just make do with the B button, which is not the right button. I think it's not B at all. It just keeps using the wrong button there. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen is a limited number of bullets. One bullet to destroy one remark, but when you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy them. You will need to refresh your bullets by pressing X, which I think is the correct button. So last time I did this, I was just pressing one button and statements were getting destroyed, which was different. You're supposed to lock on with A and destroy with Y, right? In the first game. Is it different in this game, or like am I crazy? And then the game keeps saying B button, and that's not anything, I think. Number of bullets refreshed is based on how well you kept the tempo. If you get the timing wrong, bullets will not be refreshed. I thought it was going to say you're going to lose ammo, and then I'd be like, I am dead. Your ammo will be completely refreshed and not run out during fever time. That should be all the explanations for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome. You should be able to find it beyond this point, what you and I both yearn for. True despair. The game's talking to me. What's that about?
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously
Fluttershy's
forgive me,
voice
right?
actor. Someone should take these voice lines and put it onto clips of My Little Pony where the lips flap match, roughly. That would be pretty good. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. And then he hops the railing and jumps into the middle, and she does too. And then they both start doing the steps back and forth. Dance battle.
Please, draw on me!
Do you understand?
Oh yeah, wait, it's like a release and hold and repress or something.
Please, draw on me!
Can you forgive me already?
Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me!
Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want.
I don't understand how you're supposed to.
I'll do anything you want.
You're done for!
If you hide the meter on me, I'm gonna blow your ass apart.
Why only me?
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Bonus theater prize? Theater prize bonus? Yeah, fuck this. I hate this shit. Why isn't it destroying anything? Why is this missing? Does anyone know why this is missing?
There's only one bag. It's
Theater prize bonus. No, theater bonus prize. Oh my god.
Can you forgive me already?
It's inexcusably bad.
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? There's only one bag. It's impossible.
Theater bonus prize.
This is the end.
Okay. We did it.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, negative edge or something like a. I need to. If you want to destroy multiple statements at once, you need to hold the button, but like release and repress it to shoot. So like as soon as you release it, you're gonna shoot the first statement. Like I don't.
Whoever bought that bag
There's two
should receive
bags.
another one as a bonus prize. Which means
That's the
it's
big
not
revelation.
impossible to use that bag in two separate places.
There's two bags, everyone.
Please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Nikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left. Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
I don't know why they're so hung up on getting her to admit it. Like, just fucking pull the lever on her, you know? So this is me getting my transmission. We see... Oh, wait, I'm doing this backwards. I don't need to fill this in. I need to see where these go. But I do think this is it, though. Okay. I go running over. This is what the killer did after the broadcast. We're starting with the broadcast, huh? We're not gonna... Isn't there was like a murder? Oh, this murder was all done beforehand. We're not gonna go over any of this when the murders actually happened? Okay. And then we got the glue. Breaking the drumstick in half? Oh, this was planted. I figured you could have left it there and it would also break when we broke open the thing. Oh, but this is already... shows that already. Threw off the hemp bag. No, Monomi's tote bag. Huh. I guess that's this. I don't know, that doesn't seem like a plot point that needs to be hit, but okay. Yeah, the killer would take the bag off their head eventually. That's true. Yeah, so he leaves, and then this gets torn off. And then this gets left behind.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
That's everything, huh?
The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Nikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
Like, I feel like an important part of this was that Hiyoko was never meant to be killed. And she stumbled onto the scene and had to be dealt with, and they had to improvise and imply that the killings were an imitation, like the movie, like all of that. None of that is in the comic. That's weird.
A person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital.
Monami tote bags as merchandise.
That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video. So
I never...
headed over there.
There's like a bunch of VTubers I like, and they always have all this merch, and I never am interested in any of it, because it's not anything useful to me.
But that was the killer's trap.
But everyone uses tote bags. Everyone's got to go grocery
That
shopping.
video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me
I got
think
no
the
space
incident
in
was
this room.
happening
There's
in
no
real
way I
time.
could like set up a shelf and
When
put a
in
bunch of
fact,
figures on it or
the crime had
whatever.
already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
Yeah, at some point I pointed out that the killer seems to have medical knowledge in order to keep Hiyoko from bleeding out with the tape and to use the AC to fake the time of death. But that never really... No, they wanted to get into the fact she said something about the camera angle.
Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that the
I like everyone's door kicking animation. Chiaki's got this like two-handed hya.
And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated
Look at
by
the
you,
face.
wasn't it?
All right. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this bit is becoming not worth it the longer this takes me. Oh, I didn't save it. Oh, no. Oh, it's super not worth it now. But I've been too invested in the joke. Hold on. It's fine. We're gonna get a dramatic... It's gonna be... Alright, I clicked OK this time. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be worth it. You gotta believe me. Okay. Alright. We're gonna see how long her monologue takes. She's eaten up a lot with evil laughter.
Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair.
Oh.
Mikon, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Wait, you're taking away from her monologue. Alright. Alright, we're not doing monologues. Monologue is canceled. B for detective.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you
Her
make
face.
the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
If she's all horny for despair, I don't know if that means she's got the despair disease. Or if she's like the traitor, or
Well now.
what? Where do you think we should start it? When she starts talking? I think she has to initiate it, right? Monokuma might just do all the talking for her, though. Also, actually, this doesn't work anymore, because now I have to read it. I have to be the one who reads it. She's not gonna... That's not gonna be voiced anymore. It's me. It's my monologue now. The joke doesn't... Now then, though it may be obvious at this point, you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of this horrifying blackened... Of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Tsumigi.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. He went to all that trouble to capture the timer. For some reason, his timer was white with black text, because he was using it to chroma key out white to have a black timer on a bright background. But this time the background was dark, so he had to swap the colors, but then he didn't save it after he... Man, how unfortunate.
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Why did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them? Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey.
This is nothing like Peko. She's actually gone mental.
That's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Tsumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey,
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. Alright, I was right. The despair disease, which was the motive for this case. Mikan too, you say? I know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Seems like another important fucking detail you could have fucking told us.
what?
Hajime, has something crossed your mind? Not just heavy, it's soft and hot. That's right, Mikan felt really hot at the time. Now that I think about it, that must have been... How about the fact that she was acting completely different? That also, I think, more so than her body was warm. A high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
And because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps.
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of that name. Despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? Shouldn't use that term lightly. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope?
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Oh?
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. Who was killed here? Ibuki and Hiyoko. Who would be happy that they were dead?
My beloved.
What's this face?
The only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
Hey.
40 seconds. That's the magic number, I guess. You get 40 seconds. And then Nagito just goes long. Someone's got to give him the hook, you know? You don't understand? I'm wondering if she's got a weird relationship with Hiyoko? Who keeps yelling at her? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. As she breaks out into song, love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die, that's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair. You were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. But thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember. Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease? Oh, of course. How could I not have foreseen the remembering disease?
But...
If this means she remembered something and ended up like this,
despair.
are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Yeah, there it is, the old Mikan. The reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was the most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. Oh, you still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. Yeah, I thought he was trying to get her to tell us what she remembers. And I don't think he was, but he got there. That World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know? Not know, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along, how that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation, which is a shocking revelation if I knew what the Future Foundation was. Is this the Hope's Peak Academy? The one of the sides of... That's right, the symbol on the ancient ruins door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future. Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. It's really weird that they just have two names for this organization. And one doesn't really mean anything to you, and then you learn the new one, and it doesn't really mean anything to you either. Except for the fact that it's on the door. Like, that's it. I don't know. It's a little clumsy. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves. What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know? As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi? I knew it. Monomi, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? No, they're on opposite sides. Monomi is Future Foundation, Monokuma is Ultimate Despair. Oh, no, Monomi's not a member either.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own. She's into it too.
Hey,
Don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is... Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
of course not.
Ah, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. The countdown. You even know about that? I thought we all knew about that. Is this new information?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Oh, it means like she knows what's gonna happen when it... Okay. I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything. I should have kept the timer running, because she still hasn't fucking said who she was, who's her beloved. I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. It just makes no sense that you had no indication whatsoever that you were anything like this until you remembered. It's almost like it would be just completely changing your character for the convenience of this video game. Who's the person who's been spending time with up till now? The past. That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. I mean, your present self is a murderer, so yeah. Acceptance is a no. That applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are like losing your personal identity. I lost my memory. This is hitting a little... It's the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past. Don't you think?
Hey,
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey!
So it was true all along. Our memories were taken away.
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace? Oh, Monokuma. Is it all right for you to start now?
Indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. It's too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Tsumiki.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them.
No, her beloved's dead.
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Was it Girl E?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Or was it just someone who's died? Byakuya, Teru Teru. I mean, lethal injection, I guess, is on brand here. Bye-bye, ouchies! Oh, of course. It couldn't just be a syringe. A 10-foot tall syringe. Why did they... One punch! I guess she's dead. I don't know. They just launched her really far. I didn't see an explosion. Like, maybe like fucking SpaceX, the thing just like turns around and puts her down safely at the end. It's finished, I guess. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyoda and Hyoka Saionji was Mikan Tsumiki. She's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease? Doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope. Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if that disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope. This is exactly what he just said.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait.
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so. Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice toward us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor, too.
Wrong.
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monomi looks right now. What is Monomi? What is her connection to the traitor? The traitor is Future Foundation, right? And he just said him and Monomi aren't members. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation. Huh. So you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right? She's not a member, but she's a pawn, I guess.
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monomi. Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Black bean right eye? Your right eye is made out of black beans? Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say? You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Islands beach. An old friend will be waiting there. I'm worried this is Nekomaru, and I'm worried he's the third murder from the movie.
Huh? Hey!
It is Nekomaru, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Safe. How should I put this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. One piece, huh? We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However,
Even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. The Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit. That line doesn't suit you at all. I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Oh, she's still crying. Do I still have the after effects of that disease, or are you just a human being after all? I don't get this at all. Akane.
All right.
Let's go! Yeah, you're right. Everyone's pretty positive about this, but I don't think... When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator. Whoa. Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
They're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean? You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body. His body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. Huh. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry, to the beach on the first island.
All right!
Let's haul ass. Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey,
Hey, show yourself. We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him, but...
Hey, hey.
What the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it.
Could it be... Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable. What did he do to him? Is he gonna be like amputated or something?
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting.
Did he do a Metal Gear Solid? I think he just did a Metal Gear Solid. Well, he didn't say huh. He didn't say kept you waiting, huh.
Hey, What's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while.
So you got like a is he like a robot man or
It's pretty
something?
sad, you know? That's too much.
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
This it again.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing.
He's a big robot man.
I've been reborn in the rivers of hell.
Oh, this is a good game. This is a good game. Oh my god, he's got like the drill on his chin to like mimic his facial hair. He's got robot eyebrows. Nine days left. Been waiting 3 chapters for this moment. Trapped by the ocean's scent. The chapter titles have absolutely nothing to do with what happens. Down to 9. A bullshit trial that instantly redeems itself. That trial wasn't bullshit. There was some cool stuff in there. I knew there was something fishy about the video, but I did not put together that it was filmed in a completely different place. Especially to have Mikan be in the room, in Nagito's room with me. And I say, you know what, you should go lay down. And she says, yeah, you should go to the lobby. And then she goes up and immediately starts doing this broadcast. Like, the flip there. The to go from that cold calculating nature hiding underneath is very good. That was a good twist and I didn't see it. Genuinely didn't. I didn't notice the camera wasn't smashed next to the monitor the first time you go in. I didn't notice the pillar was bigger. Though I did think of the idea of the wallpaper covering her body somehow, I didn't think about constructing a perfect larger cylinder around the whole thing, and I didn't notice the difference. I would, maybe if I saw them side by side, I would notice all kinds of things, right? But I didn't. There was, yeah, the only things wrong with the trial were like the, just a couple moment-to-moment things where they want you to come at a thing from a certain angle, a certain camera angle. That is like, I don't know, it just seems weird. Like, why did we come at it from this angle? Why didn't we come at it from this other angle that I think is much better, right? That agrees with my logic. But those kinds of things always happen in these kinds of games. So I never... They're frustrating when they pop up, but you just laugh them off and move on. The trial was good. It's a good game.
Danganronpa.
We're gonna play some more of it. I'm gonna take a break for a day, so I'll come back on Sunday. It seems like I'm awake around this time, 8 p.m., for at least a couple of hours. It seems like Jorf is awake around this time for at least a couple of hours. So I'm gonna talk to him about doing a stream over on his channel. You can find, I mean, most of you know. I don't think there's many people who watch me who don't watch Jorf, but his channel's over here. We play games and stuff over there together. So look for us to be doing something over there in the more near future than the past few times I said you should look out for something happening there. I'm gonna I'm gonna send a message as soon as I'm done with this stream, even. I don't know if that means tomorrow, but my tomorrow is open. So who knows? We'll see. I will be back playing more of this on Sunday. The VODs for my playthrough of the first game and everything up to this point are available on the channel. I know watching Twitch VODs kind of sucks, but a lot of you are out there watching them to keep up with the playthrough. And that is a huge compliment to me. That you'd be willing to put up with Twitch's horrible VOD service and to not be able to chat while you watch it, and then you would still be interested in my playthrough enough to follow along. That means a lot to me. So thank you so much for that. Just thank you to all of you so much for watching. I'm gonna go back to finding stuff in Diablo 2. Eat some more of this pizza that I had delivered to the house across the street. I'll see you Sunday. Till then, take care.